Hello, you beautiful people. Another beautiful day. Yeah, it's Friday. And good morning, Sire. Good morning, Zazu. Checking in with the morning report. Far away. Oh, God. It's Friday, man. Sunny outside, too. Alright, let's do this. So, look, man. Found this article today on Gamers Rant. Bethesda owes Sony PlayStation fans no apology. Bethesda owes PlayStation fans no apology. Okay? We don't want to hear. We ain't trying to hear all that. Listen to this. Says here, Bethesda apologized to PS5 players for Starfield Xbox exclusivity. Let me say this again. Bethesda owes PlayStation fans no apology. Okay? Listen to this. Bethesda Pete Hines apologized to PlayStation fans who feel frustrated that Starfield is an Xbox exclusive, but points to Game Pass as an option. Says here the joint Xbox and Bethesda game showcase hosted Sunday as a part of E3 21 was particularly interesting because it was one of the first major presentations since Microsoft acquired Bethesda parent company ZeniMax Media last September. Microsoft previously confirmed that some Bethesda games will be exclusive as Xbox head Phil Spencer said the company hopes to bolster its next-gen console library and Game Pass offering. At E3, it was confirmed Starfield will not be coming to PlayStation. Starfield is Bethesda's next major RPG described by executive producer Todd Howard as a kind of like the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim in structure, except set in space rather than a fantasy adventure world. It has been in development for some time now, and during the Xbox and Bethesda game showcase, a new trailer revealed Starfield November 11, 2022, sorry about that, release date and in-game footage. Many also took note that the game is in development for PC, Xbox Series X/S, but not PS5. And it says here, Bethesda's Senior Vice President of Global Marketing and Communication, Pete Hines, told GameSpot managing editors Tamur Hussein that he doesn't know how to allay the concerns of PS5 fans around the 11 minutes into an interview for GameSpot Play for All 21. He apologizes and said he knows Starfield exclusivity is frustrating, but there's not a lot he can do about it. First of all, let me say this again. Bethesda owes PlayStation 5 players no apology. And what it says here, there's nothing frustrating about the exclusivity, okay? Let me get this straight. When Bethesda was around and they were sitting out in the open for anybody to get them, why didn't PlayStation get them then and make them part of their exclusive games when Bethesda was sitting out in the open? When Bethesda made Elder Scrolls Morrowind, why didn't Sony get them then? When Bethesda made Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, why didn't Sony get them then? When Bethesda made Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, why didn't Sony get them then? What about when Bethesda was making Doom, Fallout 4, and games like that? Why didn't they get them then? Bethesda owes Sony, doesn't owe PlayStation 5 any apology whatsoever. Okay, and that's a fact because they were sitting out in the open. Sony should have grabbed them then. So, you know, when Sony was doing their time exclusive deals, when Sony made Spider-Man used to appear on different consoles. It was a third-party game, but then all of a sudden Spider-Man became exclusive to Sony. So when Sony and Insomniac made Spider-Man for PlayStation 4, did Sony apologize to the Xbox fans for not getting Spider-Man? Speaking of which, when Sony was doing those when they hit Microsoft with all them time exclusive deals with the Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare, Final Fantasy 7 remake, did they apologize for that? No. Xbox fans had to do without. Microsoft had to find ways to make sure that the Xbox fans were getting games. They had to come up with ways. Okay. When the Xbox One X came out, a lot of Xbox fans were looking forward to playing Spider-Man on the Xbox One X. But Spider-Man all of a sudden now became exclusive to Sony. And then Sony was butting heads with Disney. So Bethesda owes PlayStation fans no apology. They don't. Because when Bethesda was sitting out in the open all those years, why didn't Sony grab them then and make them part of their exclusive deals? Matter of fact, when they were bragging about their God of Wars, their God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn and stuff, and games like that, why didn't they grab Bethesda then? Bethesda doesn't owe PlayStation fans no apology. Okay? Bethesda was out in the open. So here comes Microsoft. Microsoft started making when Microsoft made when they screwed up with the Xbox One in the very beginning with the Kinect, which I think they should have sold it separately. They went and hired Phil Spencer, and then Microsoft was making moves, all kind of moves behind the scene. They were doing their games with gold. They were talking about xCloud gaming, and then Game Pass came into the picture. So I guess they were like, okay, in order to keep this Game Pass thing running, we gotta keep feeding it. So they got the backwards compatibility thing. But then Microsoft was looking around the market, looking for a company with some value and some depth and everything. And they said, okay, which company out there could help us grow this Game Pass? And Bethesda caught their attention. ZeniMax and Bethesda. So conversation started. It took him 3 years. Remember, the deal didn't happen overnight. It took him 3 years. And this was happening behind the scenes while nobody knew about it. Okay, so once that was happening, then there were deals on the table for Microsoft to get. There were rumors of Microsoft trying to buy Sega, but Sega had too many baggage. Then WB Games AT&T was trying to sell WB Games for $5 billion, but that didn't catch. While those deals were on the table, Microsoft was in the background talking to Bethesda. So basically, but all those years when Bethesda was sitting out in the open, Sony had a chance to grab them, and they didn't do it. So what Microsoft did was capitalize off the mistake that Sony did. Bethesda owes Sony no apology. They don't owe them no allegiance. Okay, because they had their chance. And when Bethesda was dropping all those games, good ones too, Sony should have tried signing them right then and there. So Microsoft's like, oh, okay, Bethesda look good. Want to join our team? Okay, let's talk. Took him 3 years. Look at him now. So while everybody was bad mouthing Bethesda over the Fallout situation, people thought that was the end of Bethesda, but nope, that wasn't. Okay, Bethesda had hitters up their sleeve. It's kind of like when I remember I heard a YouTuber saying, Rare is a shell of themselves. When they were with Nintendo, they were a shell of them. When they were at their height, They're a shell of themselves. That was one of the dumbest statements I've ever heard, because Rare was never a shell of themselves. Okay, Rare just needed hardware so they can make their games. Once Rare dropped Sea of Thieves on Xbox, man, I know it hurted the Nintendo fans deep down, because because everybody knew when Rare dropped Donkey Kong on Nintendo in the Super Nintendo days. They know this company. Everybody knew that this company was special. So you can't take advantage of it. You can't mistreat them. You got to give them powerful consoles so they can make their games. Nintendo took Rare for granted. Okay, so Microsoft's like, oh, you don't want Rare? Okay, fine, we'll take him. Okay. Bethesda and ZeniMax was sitting out in the open. Nobody was paying attention to them when they were dropping hitters. You know, how come Sony didn't grab them then? So Microsoft looked around the market and said, okay, which company can help us grow this Game Pass thing with xCloud? Who can really help us to achieve this goal we're trying to achieve? ZeniMax and Bethesda. Conversation start. Took them 3 years. So Bethesda really don't owe PlayStation, Sony nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? They really don't. They don't owe them. They don't owe them anything. You know, they had all that time to make that company during the Elder Scrolls Morrowind years, Oblivion years, Skyrim years on PlayStation 3. They had a chance to grab them to make them a part of their exclusive team. They didn't do it. So Microsoft capitalized off that. So this notion that Bethesda owes PlayStation fans an apology? Nope, they don't. They don't owe them anything. So I think PlayStation fans complain too much. See, PlayStation fans like to talk about they got the best exclusives, and then they take it and rub it in people's faces. But now they're getting a dose of their own medicine. Okay, so this notion, they're getting a dose of their own medicine. You know, so people thought when Bethesda screwed up with Fallout 4 that was the end of Bethesda, because Bethesda was getting a lot of negative flack for the Fallout situation. But Bethesda, being the company that they are, they had hitters up their sleeve. So Microsoft saw growth in that company, saw a lot of growth in them, and the benefits that they would bring to Game Pass, snatch them up. You know, so once, like Bethesda says, what Microsoft owns, Sony can't get. So PlayStation fans need to stop crying, because when they were hitting the Xbox fans with all those exclusive and time exclusive deals, the Xbox fans had to weather the storm, and then Microsoft had to find ways to get games. Okay, because when they did that situation with Spider-Man, it was huge. You know what I'm saying? So it was huge, and you know, Microsoft had to change course and come up with ways to get games to Xbox. So yeah, you know, but Bethesda really don't owe PlayStation fans anything. They really don't owe them nothing, man. You know, because Sony had a chance to grab Bethesda during the Morrowind day, the Elder Scrolls Morrowind days, Elder Scrolls Oblivion days, and Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim days. They had all that time to grab them, and they didn't do it. So Microsoft being the company that they are, hungry for opportunities, saw potential and growth in Bethesda, and they were making moves because they were really trying to bring this Netflix-like game service to video games. Oh yeah, snatched them. So it's not Bethesda's fault why PlayStation fans is not getting Starfield. It's really Sony's fault. Okay, Sony should have snatched them, and that's the story with that situation. So Bethesda really don't owe PlayStation fans anything. They really don't. They shouldn't even be apologizing to the Sony fans, because it makes no sense. Okay. So yeah, you know, Starfield is an Xbox exclusive now. Okay. So the best way to play Starfield now is on Xbox or PC. Yeah. So Bethesda apologizing to Sony fans? No. But when Sony was making those deals and those time exclusive deals and holding content back, holding content, and then Xbox fans have to wait like a year or 6 months so they can get things. You know, Sony now is getting a dose of their own medicine that they created. Okay, so yeah, Starfield is an Xbox exclusive, and like the heads at Bethesda said, what Microsoft own, Sony can't get. And then Phil Spencer followed that up and said, okay, we will not be pressured into releasing games. And then he said something, we will deal with games on a case-by-case basis. So really, Bethesda really don't owe PlayStation fans nothing, because Sony had all that time to grab them and didn't do it. Okay, when they were making all those games, Bethesda was just sitting out in the open. Why didn't Sony grab them then? That's the real question. Anyway, I'm going to leave a link in the description box with this article. But nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing? Or Dark Side? I'm gone. Peace. Oh.